up, I have the esteemed pleasure of being able to introduce our founder and CEO, Aatish Dedhia. I'd like to call you up if I could, Aatish. I know you're going to do, this is a presentation I've been waiting for. So let's all welcome Aatish Dedhia.
Thanks, Carl, and great to be here, and great to be able to share my thoughts. So what I want to do is today share in terms of what is Zycus's vision, and the vision is primarily around AI. I'm glad, we started off with a horizon in US, and I'll ask you to spot what is common among all the three horizons besides Zycus. So these, we had it in Miami in US, multiple customers like, PwC, Nissan, attended. Then we had one in Europe, which is Palma in Spain. And now we have one, and we are waiting for all the pictures and photos to come in. What is common among all three? Somehow marketing likes the water, correct? All of these three ones were on, the sea over there, correct, on the coast. So now I have the pleasure. I think it's great to be in Southeast Asia. I think diverse countries, but one thing which is common is, I think there's a lot of energy and dynamism over here, correct? Everybody wants to really move very fast over there, correct? So I think, she mentioned about regional dynamics over there. One thing we see is that digitization, there's a lot of hunger for it over there in Southeast Asia. Now let me come to AI specifically. And before AI, I want to assure our customers, correct? Customers sometimes ask us, you're talking about all these futuristic things about this AI. What about my product feature? What about my ticket? We have a comprehensive source-to-pay platform, and 60 to 70% of our engineering team is focused on that, correct? So we cannot look at the future without making sure that the current is really solid over there, correct? So that I want to assure you, we have a strong base on the entire source-to-pay, which we are continuously enhancing. And then you see the black, correct? You have the Merlin platform, whether it's the intake or it is Agentic AI, and I'll get into more detail on that. So AI, correct? There's a lot of hype about it, correct? And you would have heard the hype about metaverse or the Bitcoin, correct? And it's going to change the world. How real is the hype for AI? You see a timeline. This is the technology inflection points I've seen in my lifetime. You can guess my age also, but first you had the PC coming in. After the PC, you had the internet. Then you had the iPhone, and now you had AI, correct? So all of these inflection points had some impact. The question is, will Gen AI or Agentic AI be equal to all the changes which have happened prior to that? And my view is that whatever is being hyped currently, AI will blow your socks off over the next 10, 20 years. It will do much more than what you expect over there. And if I have to look for an analogy, I look for an analogy which was beyond, earlier than my lifetime over there, which is, the advent of the steam engine and motorized power, correct? How it really industrialized the whole world over there. So what it did for muscle power, AI is going to do the same thing for, for things which you do with knowledge, with your brain over there, correct? And then humans will still be required, but will be required for a lot of the creative work which is there. And all analysts here are looking at how is this going to impact in terms of efficiency and so on. And these are just small numbers. Just to give an example, Zycus, in the last 1 year, we set a target. We achieved 20% higher efficiency across all departments. And this year we have another 20%, which would make 40% over a couple of years. And we will not be done because AI will keep on. And so it is more about the ability of how fast organizations can really change and digest AI. Why Zycus for AI? One simple reason, we just believe in AI, correct? believed in AI before AI was fashionable, correct? When I started Zycus, our first product was AI, and when I went to VCs, they said, AI is always the technology of the future and will always remain so, correct? We saw, the deep learning come in 2012, and then we started building the Merlin platform in 2018, correct? We had a full team building multiple products around Merlin. Merlin for contracts, Merlin risk radar, Merlin for managing your invoices and so on. Obviously that changed significantly with Gen AI, correct? Gen AI is order of magnitude change which has really happened in AI. So I think after 2012, the next thing was 2022, correct? Where the huge change happened in AI. So the advantage it gave us is, valuable talent. AI talent is not easy to get. Understanding AI is not very easy. So we built, a strong team of AI engineers over the years. And the other thing on the top, you can see what's very important for AI is data, correct? That data is the fuel for AI. And obviously Gen AI has done well with getting a lot of data from the entire net, but you also need data over there specific to procurement. But the most important thing has been our AI council, correct? We said that AI was always futuristic. So we said, let's have our customers make it pragmatic for us. So we would have AI council, we get feedback, we have voting, and that gives us an idea in terms of what we need to focus on. In fact, our customers 3 years ago voted for, they didn't know intake as a word at that point. They say a conversational bot to help my end users, correct, is what they talked about. And again, what's happening is AI is moving very fast. The next thing is agentic. And it just started right now. You would have started hearing about it in the press and so on. But agentic is going to be the next differentiator. And again, obviously organizations will evolve and take time over there to adopt all of it. So almost every application, you take your phone, you take any, Microsoft, everybody has, some AI sprinkled here and there, correct? You take a photo, you get AI. But the real goal over there is, again, to the analogy of, just the steam engine is not enough. You have the entire, rail network over there and the ability to go from one place to the other. So agentic AI will deliver the first promise of AI for organizations. What are agents, correct? It's a hyped up word over there, correct? Again, agents, but you could think of agents as telling someone to do a work and it gets done, correct? So it's not like going to ChatGPT and say, okay, help me plan my itinerary for a trip, trip in Malaysia. It is saying, okay, my family, I want to do a trip to Malaysia, figure out the right places, take money from my bank account, book tickets on the airline, do everything over there and remind me over there when I have to go over there. So the agent is more in terms of an outcome, correct? It's not just taking information. So now, let me correct that. You have different agents doing different tasks, but the entire thing you will call it as an agentic flow. So what you would do over there is, again, for travel booking, okay, first you understand the preferences. Second thing, you understand, the place you're going to. The third is you understand, what is the linkages over there to your bank account and, do you have enough money in it or not? And then, building on it. So you got a series of agents and it would be called as an agentic flow. And that's what humans really do, correct? We do a series of different tasks over there, to get an outcome. So agents will get you to a certain outcome. Let me give some examples, on that specific to procurement, correct? So in procurement, for example, you could have a supplier onboarding agent. Human doesn't need to do supplier onboarding, correct? Your organization policies are there, your compliances are there, everything is known. If there are exceptions also, people are not creative about it, correct? Let's creatively figure out how you're going to bypass this compliance. It's pretty well known over there, the entire policy. So that could be an agent. Accounts payable. Those jobs should not exist. Humans should not be doing accounts payable because you're processing invoices and so on, and you're following a standard operating procedure over there, correct? Even if exceptions have a standard operating procedure. So there'll be different agents. Now what would happen over time is once you have these agents, humans will be there and they will give the tactical work to those agents. And then people will be freed up. So that's why you have an org chart, correct? Where you have people, and people will have agents, different agents working for them, correct? And those agents will free a person up to really do a lot of strategic items. So, like for example, working with new product introduction, working with your business stakeholders over there, correct? Building relationship with your suppliers, finding new sources of suppliers and so on. So, this is going to happen, and again, doesn't happen overnight, correct? Humans take time over there to change, correct? So, it will happen, but for sure over the next 10 years, it's going to happen. And every organization, depending on the capacity, should really plan a path over there for doing that. So Merlin agentic platform, I won't get into the details, but what it does is it will take the core source-to-pay solutions. You have the API for that, and then you have Gen AI, RAG, LLM models over there. You build agents, and those agents could be stitched, as I said over there, into a flow which can do something. A simple thing is negotiated tail spend, correct, or renewal of a contract. There's a lot of tail spend which goes on without procurement really touching it, correct? In fact, our customer said, okay, if you get anything on it greater than 0%, it's good because we are not touching it, correct? The request come, they go to the supplier, and the purchase order is placed. Now, if you have autonomous negotiation agent, and this is the first agent, by the way, we have built over there, which can take the request from the user over there, identify the suppliers within your preferred network over there, and then go out and do a chat and actual negotiation with them. Again, it's tactical. You don't want to do it for $1 million stuff, but for a $5,000, $10,000, which is anyway going below the radar, you would want to use that. So that's an example of agents, contract renewal, correct? How many of you do lazy contract renewal, correct? 3 months before, you have to renew the contract and you just do it, correct? You don't really take time to, because you don't have the time. You don't have the time to figure out, are there alternatives, better alternatives, what is the internal satisfaction for those. So these are the areas, and especially it'll start off initially at the things which are not high value. And slowly it'll start moving up, to higher value. So again, agents, Patrick talked about intake on the left. So we look at Merlin intake as satisfying, 2 goals which procurement has. One is to make it easy for the business users, correct? That's something which often procurement misses out on, because, people who are your business users, they have the day job, correct? They want to come to procurement and get out as fast as they can. So just make it very easy for them, because they're not daily users of procurement software, correct? So how can you conversationally guide them to it? And the second is the holy grail of guided procurement, correct? You have your policies, but people don't follow that. You have your preferred suppliers, people don't follow that. How can you guide them to it? And then I talked about, the Merlin negotiation agent, correct? Which, can you just move the slide? It's stuck. So Merlin negotiation agent, yep. So again, as I said, tail spend is something you could really put, that's the initial thing, but you could have lots of different agents, as I talked about over there, correct? You could have agents over there for supplier onboarding, accounts payable, for doing supply performance reviews and so on. So slowly these agents will start getting built. This is still early. You'll start seeing a few agents, autonomous negotiation is the first agent which, is getting used within the industry a lot. And just want to take a quick minute over there for a customer DSRO in North America and the views over there on how they're using AI.
As a VP of procurement and strategic sourcing at the Acero, I'm always finding ways to streamline and optimize our sourcing process. When Zycus presented to me the autonomous negotiation agent, I was really skeptical, to be honest. I never thought that AI could manage the negotiation process. And after reviewing the product, what I was able to see is that it has great capability to, in real time to introduce negotiations strategies. And also the capability to manage thousands of events, both sourcing and negotiation events in parallel. So definitely, this is a game changer for everyone in the procurement area, because it's not only an automation tool. This is also a way to identify potential savings. And for the Acero, we find it very attractive because we are in a process to implement a hybrid operational model, and this product could
I am an AI
potentially
Aatish
help
Dedhia.
us to be more efficient and productive on the tactical spend management. Because with this automation and this potential, definitely this could improve the way we manage, the low spend and high volume transactions, and release some of the time for both end users and buyers during this process. For organizations that are looking after efficiency and productivity, I believe A&A is going to be a great fit, because it's not only a productivity tool, it's a savings maximizer.
And with this, first I want to unveil the new Zycus brand. We just a few months ago, had this new brand. We call it Deep Value. And why Deep Value? I think with AI, we had the automation benefits first. AI will really give you a lot of agentic. Agentic will give a lot of deep value which you can uncover over there. Correct. So that's deep value procurement through AI. And obviously it's a journey. So Zycus also wants to contribute. So you would have gotten the book in your kit over there, and we have an online, Merlin Experience Center where you can really get, feel over there of, what are new things which are happening in AI. And with this, I'd like to close.